Good evening. All right. Good evening. Good evening. Hey, Lynette. Thanks for joining. Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Have a special broadcast going on here. I am simulcasting on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at the same time. So I have a couple of dual cameras going on here. So if I look a little bit to the side, I'm not ignoring you. I just trying to take a look at a couple of audiences here. Hey, 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 lady, how you doing? Good evening. Good to see everyone. Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. Very happy Tuesday. All right. Good evening. Hey, how you doing? Hey there. Hello, hello. Good evening. Welcome to Boss Talk, another Tuesday Boss Talk. This time you get to talk with the boss, myself. Good evening. Good evening. All right. Have people rolling in here. Thank you all for coming tonight. Welcome to another edition of Boss Talk. Tonight, I'm broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So we have a few audiences merged together here. So thank you all for tuning in. I hope you find this informative. This is Financial Literacy Month. In case you didn't know, April's Financial Literacy Month. And I thought it was really important to talk to businesses, entrepreneurs about financial literacy from a little bit of a different perspective. So we'll get started in another moment. Hello, hello. How are you? Hey there. All right. All right, I'll get started. Thank you, everyone, for joining this evening. For the audiences on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, thank you for coming. It's another edition of Boss Talk. We're talking about financial literacy, as April is Financial Literacy Month. I'm your host, Beverly Brister, the boss of Beverly's Webshop, and I have a few things I want to share with everyone tonight regarding financial literacy. So, of course, we know about saving, investing, and those basic things. But for an entrepreneur, for the business owner, I wanted to take a slightly different turn, a unique, untraditional turn to talk about financial literacy, because there are specific things that happens as a small business, as an entrepreneur, that can greatly affect our bottom line, either positively or negatively. So let's get into it. There are 4 major areas that I want to touch on this evening, and I hope that you follow along with me and enjoy this and take some notes. One are time stealers. Time stealers. And I'll help you identify what those are. The second is getting out of your own way, because sometimes we get in our own way and we block our revenue streams and other things. Next, hidden money opportunities, hidden money makers. Help you identify some of those, and avenues for multiple revenue streams. Okay, so let's talk about time stealers first. If time is money, if you waste time, what happens? You waste money, right? And as a small business, every dollar counts. It's really, really important to the bottom line and to for the business to continue. So, as an entrepreneur, small business, sometimes mom and pop, you wear multiple hats. You're the visionary, you're the stock person, the janitor, the project manager, you're your own PR, you do it all. You're the worker, you're doing double shifts because there's nobody else but you. But you got to remember, there's only one of you And if you suddenly conk out or something happens to you, what happens to your business? You got to think about putting some things in place that will help sustain your business, and not continue down this path of constantly going and going and going. So there are some things that, first of all, will steal your time. Um, Things like repetitive tasks. Those are things like stocking shelves, sweeping, maintaining your storefront, maintaining your inventory, um, things like that that are necessary to the business. You have to do those things, but they're repetitive tasks and they take a lot of time, and they take a lot of your time as the visionary away from the things that help the business to continue to be more productive. Next are phone calls. Phone calls, take a lot of time, especially if you have a customer that, or a potential customer that you need to fully explain a lot of things to on the phone. Um, there's a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of questions that you're answering, and then now whatever you were doing as you were working on something, uh, it just takes a lot of your time. And now you have to kind of backtrack and kind of pick up where you were. So those are phone calls. Running errands, again, a necessary evil. You have to go and maybe pick up some supplies for your store, some equipment, deliver some equipment to be fixed, bring it back, those type of things. Those are all things that do take a lot of time, because now you have to physically leave your location, go to where, go handle some things and come back. Now you have to, again, pick up where you left off. That's a lot of time that was lost right there. And administrative tasks. Those, again, necessary things that have to happen, but take a lot of your time. And they're important because part of administrative tasks would be bookkeeping, managing your books, and returning messages to potential customers, just regular correspondence with your team, with city folk, if you're connected with the town, with government officials and things like that, correspondence and just regular administrative tasks that's needed, filling out forms, filling out things for grants. Those take a lot of time. And there's things that we can talk about here, ways that you can kind of have that not suck up so much of your time. So I say, like, your time, which is one of your most valuable commodities, and you don't have so much of it. What can you do? So let's talk about ways that you can kind of curb that. Automation. Automation, that's a big one. So let's say you have to go order supplies and things like that for your business. Those tasks can actually be automated. So let's say nowadays, a lot of stores deliver. You have Costco, you have Staples, you have supermarkets and different types of stores that cater to businesses that deliver. So pick a time and day to set aside to now write a list or have a running list with you throughout the week. Jot things down and then pick a day that you sit down and place an order and then have that delivered. So now that eliminates you having to run out, say, take like an hour or two going to get something, bring it back to the store or to your location, see if you can have something sent out and have it delivered back. And the cost for those things, if you add it up to the amount of time that you're losing from and being pulled away from your business, where you're, let's say, the main breadwinner for that business, and your skill set is one of the most valuable to continue to bring in business, the cost for having someone or something, automated thing in place, could really offset that. And it's not a nominal cost compared to the money that you would bring in if you weren't taken away from that task. Okay, so take the time to have your list of things that need to that are done repetitively, and pick a time and day that's maybe off hours or a separate time away from business hours to now place the order or set things in motion and put it in an automated type of activity. Another thing you could do is hire an assistant. And again, now the cost for this, you're thinking may be a little tight for you because now you have to pay, um, certain type of taxes for this employee. But when you think about it, let's say you're in a shop, let's say a beauty supply, a beauty salon, and you don't have a receptionist, and phones constantly ring because now you've become so popular. Well, now you have to stop working on your client to answer the phone, and then now help them through deciding what they want, and there's a lot of back and forth. Think of how much time within a week span that takes. Same thing like if you're just running a store, a brick and mortar, or even an online business. Now you have a lot of back and forth with potential customers and questions to answer, and your people are connecting with you on the website and filling out forms to find out more information. It takes time to answer that back. If you hire someone for that role, you train them and hire them for that role, that could easily give you 2 to 3 hours of your time back within a week span. So just hold on to that for a second. So now you're talking, you saved about 2 to 3 hours, let's say 3 hours in a week, because you've automated things and you've hired help. And this assistant doesn't have to be, nowadays, it could be a virtual assistant, because virtual assistants can handle a lot of administrative and other tasks for you, as well as, if you need a physical person there, they could run errands for you, either or, some type of assistance so you're not burning yourself out. So another thing that happens with ways that you're losing money, you're getting in your own way. And when I say that, a lot of times as business owners, we have to do it all. We feel like we have to do everything. All right. We're doing so much. We're constantly going, and we're doing so much until we're not productive. We're not really as productive. So what ends up happening is we start working on things that, let's say, updating a website, or we're making changes to the back room, or we're rearranging shelves, we're redesigning a window, things like that on business time. So now we're less productive, and that's time that we could be talking with potential business people, potential clients. We could be pitching to someone. We could be writing up proposals for potential folk that we come in contact with. But instead, now we're constantly doing a lot of stuff that's non-revenue producing on revenue producing time. So that's one way that we're getting in our own way. And then we again, we are not superwomen and supermen. We are human beings. And think about the legacy and the future of your business, and how do you want that business to continue beyond you? You do forward thinking here. And again, if you go, then what happens to the business? So bringing someone in, maybe an apprentice, an intern, those are great ways that you can maybe train someone. And of course, you do your vetting and you do due diligence to get the right person or people in. But the right people can help make a difference and to make you more productive, because they take so much off your shoulders by doing things you taught them and trained them how to do, and help the business hum. And it allows you, as the business owner and the visionary, to do just that. You can become that visionary and think of more ways and ideas on how you can further your business. So again, ways that you can remedy getting out of your own way is set up a day, time and day that's off hours to do non-revenue producing tasks. So let's say maybe even on a weekend, if you just take an hour, hour and a half on a Saturday or Sunday, if that's okay with you and your family, to do that, update your website, update, changes to your floor and systems and things like that, so that it's raring to go come Monday and during the week. Another thing to delegate, because again, we're not superheroes. We're human beings. So remember to try to delegate to your staff person or intern or apprentice. Again, goes to training and talking with them and staying in good communication with them to fully explain what their roles are and what you need them to do specifically. But delegate those tasks and make them accountable for a specific part of it or a certain area. They will just you'll see how they just kind of step up and rise up to the occasion. I remember one time when a long time ago, and I was in retail management, and I had a staff, that enjoyed working in clothing and everything, but they were young, but there were a couple people that had promise, and one had a specific skill that was great with customer service, and there was another one that was great with organization. So I chose to tap into those specific skills. And for the one that was great with organization, I had her kind of be the sub manager of the stock room and orders and things like that. And the other one that was great with customer service would be the one to take charge of doing morning meetings and things with the team for that was on the floor. And I tell you, just having them take ownership of those roles, they lit up. And I think that will also make a difference as well. Just delegate and allow them to take responsibility of that particular area and watch how well they blossom and they work for you. So, all right. So I know I threw out a lot of information there so far. If there are any questions that you have about anything that I've mentioned so far, feel free to jot down in the comments. I'll take your questions as well. And again, if you're just joining us, again, this is Boss Talk, where we're having a non-traditional talk about financial literacy. I'm your host, Beverly Brister of Beverly's Webshop. And thank you again for joining and coming in. All right, so any questions you have, feel free to write it down jot it down in the chat here and in the comments. All right, so here's another way that you can, it's almost like you're finding money. All right, you have hidden money makers already in your possession. So let's say, for example, you talk to clients a lot. You do a lot of walking them through steps and training and development of certain things and helping them understand your product or service. Let's say you do that as a consultation that you charge for. I know back in the day, I give away the farm because I gave out a lot of advice for free. But really I learned that my time and my expertise is just as valuable. So now there's a time limit and there's a charge for my time and expertise. And think about it for your business as well. Doing consultations for a fee, it's not going to kill anyone, but it helps the potential client understand that there's a value to what you are offering and that it's not, just pick up the phone and call you at any time, because you're running a business and you don't have that luxury of freedom all the time. But it also, helps you to understand that you also value your own time and your expertise and know that you have built this business, this up and coming empire, and it deserves, for people to pay to spend time and understand the skills and the knowledge that you're sharing with them. So charging for consultations is one way that you can, it's sort of like hidden money. Another thing is if, again, with the same similar scenario where you're doing a lot of, you have guides and you're explaining a lot of detail, why don't you maybe put those in videos, package them up to be on demand pay per view videos? So that's another option as well. If you find, especially if you're answering the same questions over and over again for a lot of your clients, create a video so that you kind of say it once and then kind of put it out there and put a fee around it, put a gate so that they, have to charge them to get that specific piece of knowledge. But that's another opportunity there, like a revenue stream that could happen for you. So offering pay-per-view videos, especially if you're going through specific, detailed, very unique things that you're explaining, and it's sort of like you're talking about the secret sauce in your business. That is worthy to charge for. That you shouldn't give that away for free. Another thing is having ebooks and downloadable media. So let's say the processes are things you can put together on like 2-3 pages. Create a nice custom, nice professional looking PDF that can become a downloadable guide or an ebook that you have for people. You may not necessarily charge for these, but they're enough to where you give them to potential people for free if they give you their information, so that these are potential clients, and you're doing lead generation. So you package them up, they become your carrot that you kind of have available for them that they find of interest. They fill out a form, keep the form very simple, a couple of fields, their email address, they submit it, then you email them or send them this downloadable file. They become a part of your database now that you can market directly to. Okay. Now, let's talk about some fun stuff. Avenues to multiple revenue streams. Now, there are some productivity tools that you can use that kind of helps you navigate all of this and will make the environment a lot easier for you to make money. And one of them is using online scheduling tools. That's a big one, especially if that gets you off the phone, because remember, phone calls take up a lot of your time, right? So if you have a scheduling tool, people can kind of go and schedule themselves. You set up your own hours, your days and times that you're there, or your staff is there, depending on the tool that you use. They can go in, they can schedule time, and now that avoids this whole phone call, time suck. So that's a great way. I suggest that everyone use some type of online scheduling tool, or a scheduling tool, even if it's some type of digital format. It makes life so much easier and seamless. Have a functioning website. You don't have to be a webmaster, web pro. Nowadays, there's so many tools out there that makes it very quick and easy for you to have a website up in a matter of minutes, less than a day. You take advantage of these tools so that you have a presence somewhere online, because that also is part of social proof too. People like to find out where you are online so they can kind of look you up. It's part of their research to make sure that you're legitimate. And also they can, in their own time, kind of look through and see your portfolio, see what you're offering, and that will help them in maybe even deciding what questions to even ask you. So have a functioning website. And also, when I say functioning website, have it so that they can go and they can schedule time with you, or they can make a purchase of what you may have available for purchase or for download. And it does something for you. It's informational, but it's also functional, so that you can get information from potential clients. They can see what you have to offer, and they can make purchases or schedule time with you. So a functioning website is definitely key nowadays. And here's a good one that a lot of people, I don't think, know about or take advantage of: utilizing Google My Business listings. So, when you do a Google search for any company or anything, you just type in the company's name. On some listings, you notice it's just, their basic website and just maybe a sentence or so about it. But then other listings are expanded where you get to see some of their products, you get to see pictures inside their store, you see, links for things that they can probably schedule time or schedule walkthroughs and different things. That is part of the Google suite of products, which is free, by the way. It's a Google My Business listing. And if you go to google.com/business, it kind of gives you a little overview, a big overview actually, of what um, all that you can do with this listing. I love it. It's a great way that you can get a lot of information out there before they even hit your website. So if you don't even have a website, get a Google My Business listing so that when they Google you and they find you online, they get a map to your location, they can see your products, they can see even your latest posts. You can do posts like you do social media posts. You can put your posts and latest content there as well. Video, 360-degree video, they make it so easy for you to put a lot of information up quickly and for free. So that is definitely a valuable thing to have, and ways that you can possibly even get a nice pick me up in revenue from people that you may not have even expected, because they're searching for different things. As you put in different keywords, long tail keywords and phrases, they find you, and then they see all that you have to offer. That can be automatic phone call, or now they're scheduling time with you and ordering things, a revenue stream you never even expected. So now let me share with you some of my favorite tools that I like to use that I think would be helpful for you as well in helping you to become more productive and open up these avenues of opportunity to make money. In terms of social media tools, I like to use two specific ones. One is later.com, and the other one is socialpilot.co. And I use both and for specific reasons. The later.com, if you're on Instagram, you know how, if you're familiar with Instagram at all, it gives you some analytics if you go through the app in terms of times when people are on, demographic of people, but it doesn't give you a lot of detail about each specific post. You have to keep going in and get more detail about each individual post. It's a little clumsy. With later.com, it gives you a full suite of analytics on not just your posts, but your stories, any videos you posted, your regular posts. You can schedule Instagram posts, far out, a couple weeks or even more. And it gives you detailed information about your audience. And to the pretty much it might lag in some areas, like by a week, but like up to like a week prior, you get to see the times that your followers are online, the times that they're active and what they're clicking on. It gives you a lot of detailed information. So that's later.com. I like Social Pilot because it will help you to post things to Google My Business and LinkedIn. You don't always find that in a lot of tools. And I found with Social Pilot, it really does a great job with that. And it gives you analytics. With both, you can still post to Facebook and Twitter, the regular social media platforms. But those two specific ones, I like, if you're on LinkedIn, if you have a Google My Business listing and you want to post regularly to that and schedule to that, Social Pilot is the way to go with that. So those two, I think, are really good to have. In terms of scheduling, like a calendar scheduling program, my favorite go-to is Setmore. And that one, besides the fact that it's free, okay, it is free. They have a premium version, but really everything that I think you really need and can use is in the free version. Just go to Setmore. It's really easy to set up. It allows you to integrate right with your website and other things, even add to your signature in your email, where people can now schedule time with you and tie in a payment processor. So it integrates with PayPal, with Square and Stripe, but you can add PayPal to either one of those as the processor. So let's say, again, going back to what I said earlier about doing consultations, charging for consultations in certain sessions, the person can go to your calendar, they can put in the time and date that they are interested in, takes them right to where they can put in their credit card information to make the payment. You get a notification instantly when a person has made a schedule with the date and time, as well as a second email that shows what they paid. And the money comes through usually in like the next day or so. So I find that that is definitely a great tool to have. And lastly, I talked about earlier having gated pages for doing lead generation, sending out emails, and digital marketing like that. A great platform that I loved using is called Constant Contact. And that really is all in one platform that handles a lot of things under one roof. So I'll just break it down for you. What I like about it is that you can send professional looking emails and they're personalized. So let's say you have a list of 1,000 people. They may not know they're on a list of 1,000 people because you can personalize this list with their name. So, hi, Mary. Hi, Tom, and send them an email accordingly. You can have segmented lists so that, like, if this is a person that is a regular customer, you could put them on that kind of a list. If it's someone that's new to your company or business, you put them on a separate list. And again, you could send multiple emails. You can put them on many different lists, and you have a very professional presence. And you're meeting with them one-on-one kind of through email. It also gives you full analytics and tracking on how effective these email campaigns are. That's really key as well. Like if you just try to send through Outlook or, for people who still have AOL or any other email program, and you just send like bulk emails, you never really know if they're getting the emails, if they're caught in spam filters, if it's being blocked anywhere, or if they're opening it, if they're forwarding it. These are the type of analytics that you will get with Constant Contact. You will know there's 6 different categories of bounces. So if it bounced, you'll know why. Like, was it because of an out of office? Was it because the email is bad? It goes through all of that. It tells you when they opened, how many times they opened it, if they forwarded it to a friend, a lot of very granular details about your email campaigns, which helps you to know how effective your content is. It allows you to set up landing pages for lead generation. So within that whole package, again, like if you don't have a website in place, you can go in through this account, your Constant Contact account, set up a landing page. You could set multiple landing pages. So let's say you're selling a book, you have another product or service, a couple of different products or services. They warrant their own landing pages because they're separate entities. You can set up multiple landing pages, lead people to it. They can fill out a form, and again, they can, join your email list, or you can send it to them. They can make a payment for something. So lead generation landing pages allows you to really connect one-on-one with people. You're taking them offline. So you connect with them through social media, try to gather their email addresses, get them to your landing pages, get them offline. Now you have express permission to market directly to them. And again, you're taking them down the funnel where they can now perform the action that you want them to or do a purchase. It allows you to do online event management. Really soup to nuts. You can set up a page, standalone page, again, for folks that don't have a website. This is a great tool to have. You can have people register. You can throw in a payment feature with that. Register, make a payment for your conference or your upcoming, Zoom, whatever event virtual event that you're having, a concert. And you'll know who registered. You get all the details about their registration. You can send the registrants emails outside of your other email lists that's in the account. And it just really nice, it does a great job of managing the whole process from top to bottom. And that's part of, Constant Contact again. You can offer coupons. You can do surveys, polls, a lot of different things that you can do online digitally that you can continue to engage with your audience. This is all within the Constant Contact tool. And it just makes life, again, so much easier in terms of connecting with your audience, ways that you can talk with them and engage them, and they can see more about you, your business, your products. And you can try this out totally free for 60 days. Doesn't even require a credit card. So again, this is called Constant Contact. It's one professional package of a digital marketing tool that I use all the time. I think it's a great tool. You can try it out for free. You can go to bit.ly/one-tool-does-it-all. I created a custom link for you. You can go there. Again, no strings attached. No, it doesn't ask for a credit card. If you want to try it out for free, just kind of kick the tires around and see what it does for you. Totally free without needing a credit card. Try it out and see if that will help you. And out of all of the things that we talked about here, if you find that there's some areas that you can use a little more hand-holding, a little more help with, I'm also available for consultations. You can go to my website, www.bevswebshop.com, and you'll see right underneath the banner, there's a consultation button. And even on the other page, you'll see like book appointment or a consultation button that's there. You can easily click on that. I'll be happy to meet with you and talk about your needs for your business. We can go over some strategies and social media needs that you may have and see how I could be of help to you. So again, I hope you found all of these tips and ideas helpful. And you see that maybe there's some things that you were doing or not doing that was kind of keeping you from opening yourself up to additional revenue opportunities, things that were stealing your time, that just hopefully these tips helped. This will be posted on my IGTV as well as my YouTube channel and on my Facebook page if you missed any part of it. So please continue to share and tell other business owners and entrepreneurs about it so they can come back and get some great tips for them as well. And if you have any questions, I'm here to answer them for you. If you want to put them in the comment section in the chat here for either, if you're on Instagram, you can put it in the comments. If you're on YouTube and Facebook, feel free to put some questions in the comments there. I'll be happy to answer them for you. And just let me know what you thought about tonight's talk, if you found any of this helpful. So I definitely have a desire to really help small businesses and entrepreneurs really make a bigger impact with their business, and especially help them utilize digital tools if that's an area that they had to be thrown into because of the pandemic and because of Zoom. So if you have any questions, feel free again to reach out to me on my website, www.bevswebshop.com. And that's Boss Talk for this evening. We talked about a non-traditional way of dealing with financial literacy. So again, thank you all for tuning in. Beverly Brister, and have a good night.